What's going on, family? Hey, real quick, just gonna have maybe a 10-minute show about a couple of things. Okay, now, first thing I want you to do is subscribe to my channel. We need to have a discussion. This is, our country is in so much shit right now than we ever have been, to be honest with you. With the way that things are going on right now, I want people to understand, and I want to talk directly to my black folks right now. I hate to, get directly into it, because I wanted to be able to come on and have a discussion with you guys and be able to talk about a lot of the things that have been happening in our community and just happening throughout this world, this country. But just to even bring up the situation that happened the other night at Waffle House, we got to go back. I'm going to start just by a little bit. I'm not going to go completely into the Starbucks situation, but I'm going to start there, because a lot of us as black people have become accustomed to thinking one way, because we are so afraid to challenge white folks and challenge the system of white supremacy. And anytime you say white supremacy, black folks start getting upset and start thinking about, man, they ain't supreme over me. Ain't no white man over me. No. We're not talking about, my brother Tariq said last night, we're not talking about on the individual level. What we're talking about in a system. They have a system in place that completely oppresses you and misaligns you as a people. And what it does is it sets up a mindset for you to only think one way and one way only. If they don't say it, then it must not exist, and you must challenge everything that goes against what they say. That's how a lot of us think nowadays. Black folks have become so damn conditioned and so afraid to challenge white supremacy. And what's sad is there are some white folks that don't even understand that they try to live by this creed that I'm not racist. I've never used the N-word. That is not the only way that you can be racist, is by calling me a nigga or by stringing me up to a tree. But when you completely ignore the system that is in place that continues to give you a free pass to do just what you want. You see what I'm saying? We have to understand that there's a system in place that gives you, as a Caucasian person, a pass. I no longer feel like I need to just get you to see that. You either see it for yourself through all of the acts that are going on in this country, or you are just in alignment with what's going on. You just choose to take a back seat and lay back and let things play out because you don't want to appear to be racist. But I have something to tell you. When you completely ignore those things that go against anything for black folks, when you see what's going on, when you just want to sit back and say, hey, guys, that's not really my deal, or I really don't see it that way, I'm sorry, you are complicit with what's going on. Same with Starbucks. Now all of a sudden, I've heard so many people talking about, well, they should have bought something. Well, had they bought something, I have news for you. Everybody has already talked about it, and we should not have to dissect Starbucks' policy. Starbucks never had a policy that said that you should or have to come in and get and purchase something. I have went to Starbucks before to fill out applications for hours, to purchase a home, purchase a car, handle some business just to get out of and get into Atlanta when it's springtime and summertime, when it's beautiful outside. I've went to Starbucks just to chill all day. Nobody came to me, and said anything about you need to buy something. You've been here quite a while. But it's mighty funny how when black folks are disenfranchised or treated wrong or oppressed or treated like anything other than an American citizen, and their rights have been taken away from them, all of a sudden everybody wants to bring up damn policy. Every single time. And you black folks are sitting up here caping for this mess when you know at the end of the day, you see exactly what it is. You see how we are being mistreated, how they are willing to damn near change the legislation when rules, policy, they're willing to change them on the fly just so it will fit their agenda. And black folks are just so afraid to look outside of that type of mentality, away from that white way of thinking, and saying, you know what? That's true, man. Even when black folks are treated wrong themselves, they'll still find a way to say, well, you know, that was just that one time. Man, let me tell you something. To my black folks, it's getting there, and it's time. I understand it's difficult. I'm just like you. I was not always thinking this way, but life has always shown us, the universe has always shown you exactly what it is. This is our earth also, and you deserve something. But when you literally continue to see the racial bias in this country, just look at Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico still has not been treated like an American country or a American territory. Harvey came through there and destroyed that damn island, and America's like, we'll get to you when we can. But it came to Houston, and you came to Houston and took care of everything immediately, especially in the predominantly white areas. But you look at how we are being mistreated in this country. The racial bias is just off the charts. And black folks just don't want to call it what it is. We live in a system of white supremacy 24 hours a day. You can have your ego all you want. You can try to think that you have this mindset that don't nobody control me. I didn't say they control you mentally or they control you as a person. But what I am saying is the system that they have in place, you are afraid to challenge anything that goes against what they tell you to say and think. Starbucks is another one. You black folks just up here drinking your coffee, and because you don't want to stop going to damn Starbucks, and you don't want to feel like you have to go to the black area, you don't want to tell Megan or Jim or your best friends, you don't want to tell them that you can't go to Starbucks because my people are being treated unfair. God forbid your friends look at you like, oh, seriously, Kevin, seriously, I mean, we really want you to go to Starbucks with us. You want to be in the comfort of them so bad that you are willing to just basically withdraw all of your allegiance to your own people and start coming up with all these damn excuses. It is what it is. Let's go to Waffle House. I have continued to tell us as a people, we're being slaughtered in the streets, as we all know. But I need black folks to understand, unless you just have the mindset of cattle and how they're treated, unless you have the mindset of an animal where you just basically want to just lay there, bow before your master, and allow them to mistreat you, kick you down the stairs, beat you, shoot you in the head, slaughter you, etc. If you have not one fighting bone in you, please get the hell away from me. If having a conversation about guns and weaponizing in your community as a people and growing financially strong in your community, putting forth money into your community, if you being around black folks and you don't want to be surrounded around how we are as a people, if you want to find every negative stereotype that the media tells you about black people, how we're ghetto, loud, all we want to do is fight, we're cheap, all of these things, if that is too much for you, because none of that is true, Every community has their own way of doing things. You go to the white community, they're just as messy. They even treat you worse than you do when you're in the black community. But because you get to look good and feel good and smell eucalyptus in the air, and because everybody has this bougie type of mindset, that's what you would be more willing to go towards and still be looked at as less than to go into your community and help build up that character, build up those things that the black community needs. If those things are what you are not willing to invest in, get the hell away from me and my people. I'm saying that to you directly. As it applies to this Waffle House situation that happened the other day, I keep telling black people, in the system of white supremacy, they look at you as weak, unprotected, unspoken for. You don't have any guns. You Negroes are so scared to pick up a gun legally. You Negroes are so scared to go grab a gun, protect yourself, God forbid, because of the threat of you being shot. But what just happened at the damn Waffle House, black folks? White man walked right in there and started capping. What happens at these schools and these malls in Vegas? Black folks just think that let me just be obedient. I don't want to cause no ruckus, and all else will fail. Everything gonna fall in place. In the eyesight of white supremacy, that is perfect. That is a buffet. That is, your food on the platter, because they want you with your hands tied behind your back, shackled, and they got a gun ready to just shoot you in the head with no type of intervening. That is exactly how they see it. And you are so afraid to challenge that and say, you know what? Damn the NRA. Join any other gun association. Weaponize. We can start our own gun association. We don't need the NRA. But I keep telling y'all, white supremacy and the people that support it, they look at black people as soft targets to the point where now they are literally just walking into the establishments where black people are and just shooting you the fuck up. You know what I mean? Same with the cops. And all you want to do, I'm telling you, it's time out for all that. All we want to do is pray and march. And then you sign the NAACP. They ain't gonna do down there, but go get a check. And y'all gonna get together and hold hands. The media gonna make sure that they get that video or that photo of you guys holding hands, praying together, singing "We Shall Overcome," no justice, no peace, all of that. That's what they want you to do. We have to weaponize, and we have to take control of our finances as a community. This white boy, his name's Trevor Ranking, walked into a Waffle House full of black folks and Hispanics. I don't know if maybe some Caucasian brothers were there or sisters were there. I don't know. But my man just walked in and just started capping, and they calling it a random act. But it's just ironic how a white boy was allowed to walk into a Waffle House full of black folks and Hispanic folks. And you hit all black folks? But you're unwilling to call it exactly what it is? This is a fucking act of terrorism. These white male terrorists are killing black folks. I'm gonna call it what the fuck it is. You are killing black people. You are murdering black people. You are murdering Hispanics, but definitely going directly for black people. And you're allowed to do it. And not only that, I have now seen a black man be shot for selling cigarettes. Alton Sterling was shot for selling CDs. Eric Garner was choked the fuck out for selling loose cigarettes. You got so many black people that have knocked on white people's door. The young brother up there in Michigan a few weeks ago knocked on a white supremacist door, got lost, knocked on the door, the wife yelled, "They're coming in our house." Husband went over there and tried to murder this young man. He got lost and was asking for directions. So it's open season. It's like fucking going to hunt a deer. And if black folks are so afraid to want to acknowledge where they are in the climate that we live in, you Negroes get the fuck away from me and my people, because you're in the way when shit pops off. And that is something that you gonna have to have a discussion about. Shit is gonna pop off. And I'm not talking about a warfare of guns. That may come to it too. Even in the Bible, they talk about one day having to pick up a sword. And let me say this, because a lot of people will look at the way the topic, the conversation that I'm having, and they'll say that I'm just blasting white people. Let me say this. This goes to, I call everybody brothers and sisters, but I'm not stupid. I am a black man first. So to my white brothers and sisters, I don't placate into your comfortableness. I don't want to make sure that you're comfortable in order to hear this message, because you see the fucking message that is out there. So let me say to the thorough brothers and sisters that are out there of all colors, to my white folks that are in the trenches with us, to my Asian folks that are in the trenches, Hispanic, black, everybody, Hispanic, everybody who is in the trenches fighting for this country to be exactly what it's supposed to be. You in the struggle with me. Thank you. I'm talking directly to those who are unwilling to acknowledge the system that is in place. To the system of white supremacy. I'm talking directly to those individuals. So don't come on here talking about, well, you know, you racist and all this and that. Fuck all that. I don't have time for you to waste with me. Because that's the job of white supremacists and the supporters of white supremacy. Their job is to waste your fucking time. If you notice on any videos, listen to me clearly. If you notice on any videos that are conscious thinking, if you listen to anything that debunks white supremacy or debunks any type of whitewashing, you notice that there's these copied images that go like 50 and 60, almost to 100 links deep on certain pages. It's designed to waste your time and detract you from wanting to post something on that person's page. That's trolling. White folks will get on there and get to talking all this shit that'll get you pissed off and enraged, and all of a sudden they call you a nigga and you calling them a hunky and all this and that. And what you'll realize is that their job was achieved by getting you off of your agenda, which is what you were supposed to be doing by talking. You're supposed to be talking about the system in place and exposing it and trying to fight it with justice. That's what I'm doing. So don't come on here trying to waste my time. That white boy was allowed to fucking go into a Waffle House where black folks he knew were going to be unprotected, unspoken for, and he killed these people. He killed these people. These are mothers and fathers, sisters and cousins. People died the other night. And they haven't fucking caught a butt-naked ass white boy running through the fucking streets. Understand that this man is either, like Tariq said, I'm saying it point blank, and I've tweeted this shit for months now. That lone wolf bullshit, and I'm talking directly to these media outlets now. That lone wolf shit, that random act, that trouble kid shit that you called that Parkland shooting, it's time out for that shit. It's time out. We got to stop with well, we don't know all of the facts. You know exactly where 4 black people were killed by a white man. You know that a white boy was allowed to walk into a high school and murder 16 or 17 students, and he was taken at gun. He was taken and apprehended, and he was handcuffed. I do know that although this brother was a coon, I do know of a brother who was fucking shot 8 times, shot at 20 times, hit 8, murdered for apparently having a gun when he had a fucking cell phone. So it's time out for all the bullshit that you are unwilling to acknowledge. Oh shit. Random. All right. It's time out for all that. You see what I'm saying? We have to start exposing this system that is in place for what it is. White folks are allowed to harm, murder, and kill, and steal, do all kinds of debauchery in this country because the system that is in place protects them. And black folks protect them too by making it a damn an excuse to expose these people because you work with them, or because these are your buddies, or because this is your mother or father. Maybe you're mixed. Maybe you work with these people. Maybe you have a white husband, white wife, etc. But if you don't have somebody in your corner that is fighting for you as a people, kick them off of your shit. That's all I'm telling you. So it's time out for all that, people. We have to understand that if you can't find this white boy running through the streets naked who shot 4 people, either that fucking police department is the worst at doing detective work, or he had an accomplice, or on top of that, he's being protected by the same system that is trying to catch him. So I ask that you guys, we're going to have a discussion. Please subscribe to this channel, man. I want us to do a meet and greet together. I want us to start, to my people who are in Atlanta, shout out to all my family, to my people who want to have dialogue, maybe you guys don't know what to say, how to think. I want to get your thoughts, because there are a lot of people out here that have so many things to say. They don't know how to say them. They don't know how to think them out straight. But then also on top of that, it might be something that you're thinking about, that you have as an idea on how to combat this shit, that might trigger something in me, that might trigger something in another brother or sister. As a community, as a village, we have to fight this together. And we can't continue to just sit back and say, oh, dang, another group has been murdered. That's just become fucking norm. To those brothers that got arrested in Starbucks, did you see how those brothers just knew? They didn't even put up a fight. They just were like, this is normal. This is normal. Yes, here's my hands. Handcuff me. No problem. And that's a problem. Black folks have become so accustomed that when the police pull over, shit, you almost have to put both hands out the window, turn the lights on, and roll all the windows down, and cut the music off, and put the cell phone up, and make sure that you... That's the world that we live in. Because we don't want to acknowledge that police are racist. But we always have to say, well, not all police, man. Fuck all that. And we know that there are a lot of good cops. But we know that there are a lot of cops that don't mind blowing black folks and Hispanics the fuck away, and then hiding under the guise that they felt fearful for their life. All that bleeding the blue shit, man, it's time out for that. Because you bleed the blue only when it's convenient. Y'all getting ready to hang Mohammed Noor, the cop that shot the white Australian woman up in Minnesota. Y'all getting ready to hang him. Y'all didn't bleed the blue worth a fuck for him at all. Same with the military. Did y'all see the racist white supremacist female and her son down in Macon, Georgia? Woman got like 4 or 5 businesses. We've already just looked that up, but I'm going to touch on it. Just look at how patriotic and diplomatic we are as a country when we kneel, and how we stand for the flag. But go back to that video and see just how racist, and how that woman gave a fuck about that woman, those 2 sisters who had on their U.S. military uniform. Called them all kind of black nigga bitches and lesbian bitches, all of this and that. And that woman was assaulting them. And they arrested that woman, but did you see how quickly that woman still... Let me show you how they live. Look at this. Gun on his damn shoulder. Black folks won't do that. But on top of that, this woman assaulted 2 black female military police. If you look at their badges, they were MPs. They were officers. And she can give a fuck about it. And they still tried to handle that woman with care and sort it out. But we're so diplomatic, right? We have so much patriotism, and we're united together. We're supposed to yoke together, black and white, right? Y'all can give a fuck about it. The truth is, a lot of white people just can give a fuck about this country as long as it suits them. I encourage y'all, man. Grow in strength. grow in numbers, unite as one voice, and we will defeat this shit. It's like the Matrix, but you can't be scared. I love y'all, man. But anyway, reach out to me. I'm gonna post this to Facebook, and get back with me. Subscribe to the page, The Mike Mitchell Show. I'm out. One.